Coming back into this, a little bit of time away, what are you guys excited about the audience seeing about this next level of Miss Mississippi and Little Murda's relationship? I'll start with you first, Alphonse.
Well, thank you for having me. And yeah, your background is really fly, by the way. I love the artwork. I think the audience, they have a lot to look forward to this season with our friendship and our relationship. And you see these two become siblings almost, and they just support each other in this amazing way. And they both have their own journeys. In the prior interview, I used this analogy of like when you have those roller coasters that send out two carts at the same time, but then all of a sudden they start kind of going on these different journeys. And sometimes you see them at the peak and sometimes they go separate ways. So it's a really amazing thing that we see happen this season. And I think unexpected twists and turns that are going to start epic conversations and going to have people at the edge of their seats the entire season.
Wow, there was a moment. The cast, we do what's called ADR. So we go to the studio and we'll like dub our voices over certain things just for clarity when there's like a car going by or something like that. So there is this moment in episode 3 where it's placed in the middle of this episode where you think the show is going one way and then it's completely like, whoa, what just happened? And you just get swept up in this world and it's so unexpected. And when it was written in the script and when we were shooting it, I'm like, why? This doesn't make sense. Why are we? And then I watched it in the studio and I screamed. I literally, and I did it. I was in it. And then you see clips from the photo shoot we did like at the very beginning. I'm like, oh my God, people are going to go nuts when they see this. So that I think is one of the most like exciting pieces about like our journey together, like Lil Murda and Alphonse. Lil Murda and Alphonse. Lil Murda and Miss Mississippi. You get to see them in all their glory, and it's so fun to watch.
So performance is obviously a big aspect of these two characters and these two characters together. And you guys are stepping up in that aspect in season 2. So what has that been like for you, going through that more intensity and so forth and stepping out to be a performer inside of being a performer?
It's really cool. I come from the stage, so spending a lot of years in New York and traveling around and doing regional theater. But, even on a Broadway stage, coming out every night in front of, 1,500, 2,000 people and having to do that show, that gave me, I think, the tools and all the things I needed to be able to step into that and be prepared for that, the lights. And so it's fun to, play at it. But the more you can breathe and believe and really step into that moment and treat it the way it is, the more real it feels. And so it felt real at a lot of times, having these crowds, having this, these background there, but they really, and the thing about season 2 is that these background came into the show, these extras, shout out to our extras on P-Valley, are their fans now. They saw season 1, they love the show. So it's like for them, they really at a concert, like, oh shit, we watch a Lil Murda, Miss Mississippi. So it's fun, experiencing that on set and what that was like.
So there's obviously new characters that are introduced this season. And outside of your own storyline, obviously we want to see everything take place this season, but who are you excited about the fans being introduced to? And Shannon, I'll start with you.
As far as the new characters?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I think Gail Bean is a beast. I hadn't gotten the opportunity yet to watch Snowfall, but I saw a still photo of her as Wanda, like just fully made up and everything. And she looks unrecognizable. And she has like this intensity in her eyes just in the photo. And I'm like, I know she's just incredible. And then I got to see her, like the first time I experienced her, what she could do as an actor was when we were doing the table reads. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Katori struck gold. She's, and watching these episodes back, I think she's just the perfect addition to the Pink. And she is just so immensely talented. And yeah, she's
I have to piggyback on that. Psalms, Salazar, Gail Bean, such a great addition to the cast. We have a lot of new people this season that you're going to see, small faces, but there's no small characters in P-Valley. It's one of those things where no matter what your role is, what your character is, it's going to have a purpose, and it's going to be fulfilling, and it's going to be a part of that story in a major way. And so both of them have huge parts in this season. And yeah, they're just incredible artists. They add to our team, so now we can dish the ball to somebody, they go make it, they go sit in the corner and make that shot. So shout out to both of them and some other new characters too. And I think familiar faces for the community, but then you see some new faces, now they on your TV screen, they're not on your phone or whatever the case may be. So that's a dope part too, for the real world to kind of collide into our world.